Shalom, shalom, Mishpachah. I pray all is well. And what the Most High wants me to share with y'all, and I want to share it too. What else could be more important, more enjoyable, more satisfying than to esteem the Most High, give glory to His name, to His Son, the Messiah, and to speak truth and speak and declare the reign, the kingdom of the Most High, and read His word with y'all and share what the Most High has shared and shown to me. You know, I've been talking about the key to all of this, right? And it's so simple. It comes down to pride and humility, okay? So we're just going to go over a few of these verses real quick so you can see. Before we do it, I just was making this. This will be my second attempt, and I didn't push the screen or didn't touch anything for like 2 minutes while I was reading scriptures, and it just shut off. So I'm going to try to make it quick, and I apologize if you hear my thumb touching the screen, but trust me, you want to hear this, okay? If you're thinking no, you don't want to, you definitely want to hear this. It boils down, the key to everything the Most High through His Ruach has showed me, it comes down to pride and humility. The prideful are not coming, and the humble, they are coming. The truly humble. And it's easy. And if you've shut this off because you don't, if the people that see this and they see maybe the title that I'll put on this, the thumbnail, and they're like, nah, he's crazy, that's pride. And I'm going to show you how. The truly humble, they can listen. If they hear this, they'll say, let's listen to what Dottie, de facto, Big D, is saying. And if what he says is confirmed, if we find out that it's true, and it is a powerful revelation, then it could only have came to him by Yahuwah through His set-apart Spirit, what they call the Holy Spirit. And I'll read to you what Yehusha the Messiah, the man they call Jesus, what he said about blaspheming the Holy Spirit. It's the only thing that cannot be forgiven, okay? But look, this is from the Scriptures 2009, and I'll read a couple from it. And if you think that it is error because it's not the KJV, that right there is pride. If you can't give it an honest chance and go look and compare it to the KJV, then you're full of pride, and you think that only your way is the best way or the only way, okay? But look, Proverbs 16:18, before destruction comes pride, and before a fall, a haughty spirit. Haughty and pride are pretty much the same thing. Pride comes, then comes shame, but with the humble is wisdom. By pride comes only strife, but wisdom is with those who take advice. See? But He gives greater favor. But of this He says, the Most High resists the proud, but gives favor to the humble. And we know that the Most High does not change, right? So if He resisted the proud back then when this was written, He still resists the proud today, and He will still resist the proud on Judgment Day. He does not change. The pride of man brings him low, but the humble in spirit obtains esteem. Now let's go to the KJV, just for sake of conversation. Let's look. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit goeth before a fall. See, it's pretty much the same thing. When pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom. Only by pride cometh contention, but with the well advised is wisdom. But He giveth more grace, wherefore He saith, the Most High resists the proud, but gives grace unto the humble. A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. See? It's the same thing, basically. But with the TS 2009, the Most High and the Messiah's name is restored. And if you think that's not important, you're right. If you instantly say, oh, it doesn't matter, I can say Jesus, and there's no importance of his name, that is pride. And that comes before destruction. It comes it will only bring you strife. And he will resist you if you have pride. Not because you ain't saying the name right, but because you're full of pride. You're prideful. All esteem, all honor, all glory, and all praise to the Most High, Abba, Yahuwah, the Most High, our wonderful Creator, and to his Son, the Messiah, Yahusha. Yes. Hallelujah, Yahuwah. There's a reason he wants us to esteem his name and call on his name. And if it's not his name, we don't get to decide what his name is. You can call me Bob if that makes you happy, but it offends me, and it means that you don't care nothing about me, and you haven't even taken a second to consider what my name is, and you don't consider my feelings, or you have no love or compassion for me if you don't even consider calling me by my name. And that's just the truth. And if you think it's not, if you think I'm wrong, that's pride, which comes before destruction. And it's better to be lowly in spirit with the poor than to divide the spoil with the proud. Let's see, there's one right here. Every proud in heart is an abomination to Yahuwah. Hand to hand he goes, not unpunished. Do you see? If you think that you can do whatever you want, and it's up to you, and it's all in what you feel in your heart, but it doesn't matter what the word says, you are proud in heart, and it says right there in his word, it's an abomination to the Most High. Now let's look, that's Proverbs 16:5. Let's just see in the KJV for y'all who only will look at the KJV. Let's see, Proverbs 16:5. Where is it? Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the what? To the. See how they took his name out and they just put the Lord? What is that? You know, that you should see right there. Though hand in hand, though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. It's the same thing. The only difference is they took out his name. Now, I don't want to go out on a rant on all this right here. This is what I've come to share with y'all is the simple key, okay, to overcoming everything that we're going through, that we're facing right this second, and what we're gonna face, okay? Right there it says, everyone proud in heart is an abomination to Yahuwah. Hand to hand, he goes not unpunished. Remember me telling you in the last couple videos, if you can't just, if you're hearing me right now, if you're hearing my voice, and you can't just say, give an honest, give me a chance to show you what the Most High showed me, so you can see that it is the truth and a powerful revelation brought to me by the Holy Spirit, the set-apart Spirit, the Ruach. If you can't do that, then you're prideful. You're full of pride. You're proud, which is an abomination to Yahuwah. See, that's not me saying that. That is the word of the Most High saying it, okay? If you see Donald on the screen, how I just went to this screen that says Donald, and you're already rolling your eyes, and if you haven't clicked off just yet, then you can hear this word right here. If you go to click off this, you're prideful, you're proud, and you're an abomination to the Most High. Is that what David Dowdy just come up with to say because that's what he likes to say and he just felt like saying it? No. You've seen what the word just said to us. Whether it was in the KJV or in the TS 2009. It said the same thing. If you're prideful, and trust me, if you're saying in your heart, David, you don't know what you're talking about, just because I think you're full of crap when it comes to Donald Trump, that doesn't mean I'm prideful. That right there is evidence that you are prideful. What you should, someone that is lowly and humble in spirit would say, okay, David, what is it that you want me to see? What is this that you're saying about Donald Trump that I should look at? I'm not going to say that you're right or you're wrong. I'm going to test it because I'm supposed to test all things, all spirits. And if I come up with the truth, if what you're saying is true, then I can do accordingly, according to what the word says, right? But if you're thinking, nope, I don't need to, I don't care what you say, if you can't see that that's pride, there's no hope for you. But I'm hoping there's someone that can hear this that might act that way occasionally and can nip it in the bud and be done with that attitude and just come on to the kingdom and lay that pride down that gets you nowhere. It will get you nowhere. And we're going to go back to the scriptures and I'm going to show you how it gets you nowhere. But look right here, Donald, surname from 13C, Scottish, Daphnel. And Donald Trump is Scottish. He's of the Scottish Rite, Freemasonry. Duphanal, probably from Gaelic Domhnall, Old Irish Domhnall, pronounced Dovnall. From Proto-Celtic Domnovalos, word mighty ruler of the world. Sound familiar? Yes. From Wallos, ruler. Sound familiar? From Pi root, wall, to be strong. That sounds very familiar. Old Irish domen, world. From Pi root, deep, hollow. Via sense development from bottom to foundation to earth to world. See deep. Wherever. Do you see how his name, it is related to walls, mighty rulers, and deep hollows, depths down from the foundation of the earth and the world? You can see that, right? Yes, that's where it comes from. And if you can't agree with that, if you can't just say, not agree, but if you can't just give that a look, if you can't just consider that, you're full of pride. And he considers you an abomination. That's what it says. Shall we go back and read it again so you don't think I'm lying to you? Just one more time. Let's look. Proverbs 16:5. Thank you, Abba Yahuwah, for leading us in your word. We'll see here. My phone can get to it. $16.5. Right there. Everyone proud in heart is an abomination to Yahuwah. Hand to hand. He goes not unpunished. If someone says, well, how do you know Yahuwah is the right way to say it? Well, that might be up for debate, yes. But what's not up for debate is the Lord is not his name. It's not even remotely close to his name. Jesus is definitely not the Messiah's name. It was created by the Vatican, the Catholic Church. The letter J was created by the Catholic Church, and it was designed like a hook. That's why it looks like that, to hook you. It is wicked. And If you can't consider that his name was not Jesus, even though the facts that the letter J was not even uttered until the 16th century, you are prideful. And you can see right here what it says on verse 5. Every proud in heart is an abomination to Yahuwah. If you want to be an abomination, you know where you're going. If you think you can get into the kingdom of heaven and be in the presence of the Most High and be an abomination at the same time, you're full of pride, and I can tell you, you're not going. And if you think I'm being arrogant and I'm saying this because this is what I want, and you can't see that I'm reciting Scripture, the Most High's Word, you're prideful. Please don't be that way. This is the point of my message here, okay? Let's also look, let's go back here and look at some of my bookmarks that I've saved here. What the Messiah says, okay? All through his word, he says, him and the Most High, Yahuwah, and the Messiah make it a point to show you that his word, or his name, is important, and that we need to speak it and not cover it up or hide it or use some other name for it. Look at this right here in Luke chapter 12 verse 56. This is Yehusha, the Messiah, the man you call Jesus, saying, hypocrites, you know to discern the face of the heaven and of the earth, but how is it you do not discern this time? And why also do you not judge for yourselves what is right? See, you don't even judge for yourselves what is right. Now let's look at that in the KJV, so you can, for the sake of discussion, so you don't think I'm just using some crazy translation. Verse 56. Ye hypocrites. See, it's the same. It's just not no ye and they and thou and all that. Ye can discern the face of the sky and of the earth, but how is it that ye do not discern this time? Yeah, and why even of yourselves judge ye not what is right? See what he's saying here? He says, when you see a cloud rise out of the west straightway, you say, there comes a shower, it's going to rain. And it does, it rains. And then when you see the south wind blow, you say, there will be heat. And yep, it comes to pass, it gets hot. You hypocrites, you can discern the face of the earth and the sky, but how is it that you cannot discern this time that we're living in? When I've told you and others have told you what time we're in, I had people months ago in Australia tell me, no, we're not living, they're not going to lock nothing down, and they're not going to force these vaccinations on us. Am I saying that to gloat, to boast, and be prideful? No, I'm not. I'm saying that to make a point. I didn't come up with that. The Most High, through his Ruach, through a set-apart spirit, showed me that that was going to happen, and that it's not going to get any better. But I do have some encouraging words here for y'all tonight. So just hold on. Don't leave. Don't be full of pride and take off running. Stay and test the spirits. Test what the Most High, what I'm telling you, the Ruach from the Most High has showed me. And if you test it and you see that it's true, you'll know I'm not lying. And if you could by some means find out that it's wrong, which you won't, because I wouldn't be on here if I didn't know for a fact that the Ruach HaKodesh gave this truth to me, because I have tested it. I tested the revelation that he gave to me, and I've seen that it's truth, and that's why I felt so urgent to get on here and share it with y'all, because it's super important. All you have to do, if somebody's telling you something, all you have to do is have a humility about you to say, Okay, let's hear him out, guys. Let's just see if what he's saying is truthful. And you can do that, and if it's true, it doesn't matter if it's your worst enemy, if it's your neighbor that you can't stand, which that shouldn't be your attitude. You should love your neighbor. If it's your ex-wife, if it's your 3-year-old son, whatever it is. If you test it and see that it's truth, don't blaspheme the holy, the set-apart spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. Accept it and rejoice and thank the Most High that He gave that revelation to you, no matter where it came from. Don't worry about where it came from. If it's true and it's a revelation, take it. Store that treasure in heaven. Don't be hard-headed and stiff-necked. You can see, it says right there. And let me show you, let me read this from the TS 2009, and maybe you'll see why I choose the TS 2009. It's the same, you get the same truth out of it, but it's just a lot easier, more easy to read. Hypocrites, you know to discern the face of the heaven and of the earth, but how is it you do not discern this time? And why also do you not judge for yourselves what is right? For as you go with your opponent to a ruler, try hard along the way to settle with him, lest he drag you to the judge, and that judge deliver you to the officer, and the officer throw you into prison. I say to you, you shall certainly not leave there until you have paid even the last mite, the last dime. If you can just settle a matter before you get that far, you're better off doing it, especially if you're of the humble spirit and you are a child of the Most High, because the ruler of this world he owns those courthouses and those dungeons that they'll throw you in. The Most High can get you out, but if it's of your own stubbornness, then maybe you ought to go to learn a lesson, I guess. I don't know. But let's go back here, back to my bookmarks. You can see that Yahusha, the Messiah, no, his name's not Jesus. His name, we can debate whether it's Yahusha or Yeshua or Yahushua. That can be debated, yes. I'm sure we can't get it perfectly right, but we're trying. My heart, my love for him compels me to want to try and at least know his name. My gosh, my Messiah who died for me. He deserves at least that. If you don't even want to find out if maybe his name wasn't Jesus because they're saying that there was no J until the 16th century, maybe there's something to this. It shows that you're full of pride and that you have no love for the Messiah. That's just the way it is. The proof is in the pudding. You can argue all you want, but if you're wrong and everyone knows it, it doesn't matter. If you can argue all you want, and it's going to do you no good. Let's see though what the Messiah says though about what we're supposed to do when it comes to discerning the times, okay? Let's see, what's this say? And for those who do not receive, when you go out of that city, shake off your dust. No, that's something we need to know, but I'm looking for what I was just reading there. Let me see if it's in there. Right there. I just read it, but look. We have to discern the time. But I think it's in the other book. I think it's in Matthew 24, where it says you need to discern the time, because if the strong man had known what hour the thief was coming to rob him, he wouldn't be robbed. Those people that like to tell you, don't read about what's going to happen, and we don't need to know, everything's fine. I'm protected by the Most High. I don't need to watch. Nothing. You're wrong, my friend. You're wrong. We're going to put that to the test. We're going to see if the Messiah tells you you're wrong or not. Okay. Let's read this. We'll go back if we have to, but starting in verse 33. So you also, when you see all these, know that he is near at the doors. Truly I say to you, this generation shall by no means pass away until all this takes place. The heaven and the earth shall pass away, but my word shall by no means pass away. But concerning that day and the hour no one knows, not even the messengers of the heavens, but my Father only. And as the days of Noah, so also shall the coming of the Son of Adam be. For as they were in the days before the flood, eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And they did not know until the flood came and took them all away. They didn't know until the flood took them away. So also shall the coming of the Son of Adam be. Then two shall be in the field, the one is taken, and one is left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, one is taken, one is left. Watch therefore. Watch therefore. You see that? Look. Watch therefore. Watch. He doesn't say, don't look. I got you. I'll take care of you. You just don't even look. Don't just lay down and close your eyes and just pretend that nothing's happening and it'll all go away. No, he says, watch. Don't worry. Don't have any fear. Yes, he will take you. He has your back. But what's he say? Watch, therefore. For you do not know what hour your master is coming. And know this, that if the master of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched and not allowed his house to be broken into. Because of this, be ready too, for the Son of Adam is coming at an hour when you do not expect him. Who then is the trustworthy and wise servant, whom his master set over his household to give them food in season? Blessed is that servant whom his master, having come, shall find doing so doing. Truly I say to you, that he shall set him over all his possessions. But if that evil servant says in his heart, my master is delaying his coming, and begins to beat his fellow servants and to eat and drink with the drunkards, the master of that servant shall come on a day that when he does not expect it, and at an hour he does not know, and shall cut him in two, and appoint him his portion. And with the hypocrites there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. That part right there wasn't a parable. The parable was about the servant thinking that the master's delaying the time, which he's talking about what I'm talking about, that we need to watch. But when he says there's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth, if anybody's still listening to this, if you are, praise the Most High that you are. If you're still listening to this and you think that you don't need to watch and it's a waste of your time, can I ask you this? Do you know what that truly means when it says gnashing of teeth, that when you're weeping? Have you ever cried so hard that you get like a cold lump in your throat? You probably have. That doesn't even do this any justice. Gnashing of teeth is when you're, oh gosh, when you're crying so bad because you know you should have been watching. You could have been watching. You could have listened to some people that brought forth truth that was given to them by the set-apart Spirit, and you didn't listen because you thought you didn't have to. You thought you could do it your way. You thought your way was right in your own eyes. What happened? You're gnashing your teeth now. Please don't end up there. You might know way more scripture than I do. You might have been walking in your relationship with the Most High 5 times longer than I have. You may have never been divorced. You may have never smoked a cigarette or drank a beer or done anything. None of that matters. What matters is that you don't blaspheme the holy, set-apart Spirit that brings you and leads you to all truth. He can talk through whoever he wants to. The Most High can use whoever he wants to speak. And if that's me, I'm not saying that it is. I'm not going to tell you that he chose me. I know he chose me from the foundation of the earth, because I wouldn't love him and love his truth as much as I do if that wasn't the case. But I'm not saying he chose me to tell you what you need to hear. I'm just saying the reason I'm here is because he gave me a revelation. I tested it, and it was powerful, and I seen and confirmed it over many witnesses that it was true, and I feel led by him and, impressed upon me to share this with you. Just like we're supposed to go and preach the good news of the gospel, of the reign of the kingdom of the Most High. Well, here I am. That's what I'm doing. Am I going to be perfect at it? No. And I know I'm no good at doing that. And if you think I'm lying there, go back through some of my videos and listen to where I say that countless times. And I'm sure you'll know that I don't think highly of myself. I think that I am the last person that should be doing this. But I cannot just sit back and not share it with you, because I love y'all too much. I love him too much to not share this with you. This is wonderful news, because when I realized the truth in this, I realized that, man, it's not that hard to enter ye into the kingdom. Seek first his kingdom, and all the rest of it shall be added unto you. Let's see if that says that in here. Let's read this whole chapter first before we move on. And go out, Yehusha went. And going out, Yehusha went away from the set-apart place, and his taught ones coming near to point out to him the buildings of the set-apart place. And Yehusha said to them, Do you not see all these? Truly I say to you, not one stone shall be left here upon another, and all which shall not be thrown down. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back, folks. One. Okay. And where were we at here? Which shall not be thrown down. And as he sat on the Mount of Olives, the taught ones came to him separately, saying, Say to us, when shall this be? And what is the sign of your coming and of the end of the age? And Yehusha answering said to them, Take heed that no one lead you astray, no one deceive you. For many shall come in my name. Okay? That means that there'll be many will come in his name, Yehusha's name. They're not going to come in the name of Jesus. That name was not his name. When he said many will come in my name, there was no J. There was no Jesus. There was the Yahusha, Yahshua. saying, I am the Messiah, and they shall lead many astray. He meant right there, he didn't mean that they will be saying that they are the Messiah. No, they're going to claim that they're going to come in his name, Yahusha, and they'll say that he was the Messiah, and they will lead many astray. Don't believe this humbo jumbo, whatever, that when they say people will come saying that they're the Messiah. No, he said they will come saying he is, and they will lead many astray. And you shall begin to hear of fightings and reports of fightings. See that you are not troubled. Don't ever get troubled, my mishpachah. Don't fear anything but the Most High. For these have to take place, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and reign against reign, kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be scarcities of food, and deadly diseases, and earthquakes in places. And all these are the beginning of the birth pains. Then they shall deliver you up to affliction and kill you. And you shall, what did he say? Then they shall deliver you up to affliction and kill you. They're going to kill you. And you shall be hated by all nations. For what? For my name's sake. Are you going to be hated for the name Jesus? Was that his name? It was not his name. This is not me saying this. This is not my opinion. This is what Scripture says. You're not going to be hated for the name Jesus. That name was not in anyone's vocabulary back then. It was his name. He said, you're going to, for my name's sake, you'll be hated and you'll be killed. And then many shall stumble, and they shall deliver up one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise up, and lead many astray. Sound familiar? And because of the increase in lawlessness, if you're someone that thinks that that means breaking of man's law of policies, the reason that cops are called police, that means policy enforcers, okay? Those policies, those laws are not the laws that are spoken of right here by the Messiah. Lawlessness, he's talking about his Father's law, the Torah, him who is the Torah. When the increase in lawlessness, the love of many shall become cold, shall wax cold. But he who shall have endured to the end shall be saved. Right there. If you endure to the end, you shall be saved. If you're someone that claims that you were saved in 1989, you've been saved since then, you're wrong, my friend. Hold fast to the commandments, the instructions. If you want to call it law, call it law. The law of the Most High and the testimony of Yahusha, Messiah. And do that until the end, and be humble and nowhere near proud. Have nothing to do with pride. And hold fast to that till the end, you shall be saved. That's what it says. And this good news of the reign shall be proclaimed in all the world as a witness to all the nations, and then the end shall come. What does it say right there? It says, and this good news of the reign shall be proclaimed in all the world as a witness. What good news? That good news he was just telling us right through there. The good news that if you endure to the end, you shall be saved. And that you're not to be troubled when you see all these fightings and killings. And if they try to kill you or do kill you, if they haven't killed you yet, you should be proclaiming in all the world as a witness to all the nations, and then the end shall come. You know, I work, I'm a father, I don't have a lot of time to go out here and stand on the streets, which I don't know if that's what he would want me to do anyways, but I definitely have the ability to get on here, and I do have a friend or two here and there, like I have a friend in Australia. I got friends in America. I used to have friends. I know I got Facebook friends in China in Japan, maybe not China anymore. I don't know if they stopped that, but there was people from China that were friends with me. They might have moved to America or somewhere, but they were from China. All kinds of them from Africa and Germany and New South Wales, all over the place. Am I boasting? No, I'm boasting in the Most High. I'm esteeming His name. I'm saying I can esteem His name to the four corners of the earth, right here, what I'm doing right now. And I'm going to do it. And then the end shall come. So when you see the abomination that lays waste, spoken of by Daniel, the prophet, set up in the set-apart place, notice this: he who reads, let him understand. When he says that, that means listen closely. Make sure you pay attention to what I just said and what I'm about to say. Then let those who are in Yehuda flee to the mountains. Let him who is in the housetop, on the housetop, not come down to take whatever out of his house. Let him who is in the field not turn back to get his garments. And woe to those who are pregnant and to those who are nursing children in those days. And pray that your flight does not take place in winter or on the Sabbath. For then there shall be great distress, such has not been seen since the beginning of the world until this time, nor never ever shall be. And if those days were not shortened, no flesh would be saved. But for the sake of the chosen ones, those days shall be shortened. If anyone then says to you, look, here is the Messiah, or there, do not believe it. For false messiahs and false prophets shall rise, and they shall show great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray, if possible, even the chosen ones. See, I have forewarned you. So if they say to you, look, he is in the desert, do not go out. Or look, he is in the inner rooms, do not believe him. For as the lightning comes from the east and shines to the west, so as shall the coming of the Son of Adam be. For wherever the dead body is, there the vultures shall be gathered together. And immediately after the stress of those days, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give its light, and the stars shall fall from the heaven, and the power of the heaven shall be shaken. See, if someone comes and tells you Messiah is over here, don't believe him, because you know why? When he's here, you're going to know it. You won't need anyone to tell you. You will know. There'll be no denying it. You're going to know he's here. And what's it say? It says, just as in the days of Noah, they'll be eating, drinking, having marriages, and getting married. That means that we're not going to be in some apocalyptic, walking dead zombie state. We're not going to be doing that when the Messiah returns. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people probably that are going to be taken out and not to lunch, whether we know it or not. But there will be people getting married. There'll be people laughing, joking. They're going to think there ain't nothing going on. And then boom. And when he shows up, you're going to know it. And then the sign of the Son of Adam shall appear in the heaven. And then all the tribes of the earth shall mourn. And they shall see the Son of Adam coming on the clouds of the heaven with power and much esteem. And he shall send his messengers with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his chosen ones from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other. And learn this parable from the fig tree. When its branch has already become tender and puts forth leaves, and you know that the summer is near. So you also, when you see all these, know that he is near at the doors. So when you see fightings and rumors of fightings, earthquakes, when you see all these things that he talked about, the birth pains, just like when you see a fig tree, and its branch has already become tender and puts forth leaves, you know that the summer is near. The heaven and the earth shall pass away, but my words shall by no means pass away. But concerning that day and the hour, no one knows, not even the messengers of the heavens, but my Father only. And as the days of Noah, so also shall the coming of the Son of Adam be. For as they were in the days before the flood, eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, till the day that Noah entered into the ark. And they did not know until the flood came and took them all away. So also shall the coming of the Son of Adam be. Then two shall be in the field, the one is taken, the other one is left. 2 women shall be grinding at the mill, one taken, one left. Watch therefore. There's a reason I'm saying this twice. This must be stressed. Watch therefore, for you do not know what hour your master is coming. And know this, that if the master of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched and not allowed his house to be broken into. Because of this, be ready too, for the Son of Adam is coming at an hour when you do not expect him. Who then is a trustworthy and wise servant, whom his master set over his household to give them food in season? Blessed is that servant, whom his master, having come, shall find so doing. Oh man, I love that right there. He says, Who then is a trustworthy and wise servant, whom his master set over his household to give them food in season, to give his household, his children, food in season when it's time to eat. Give them the word, share with them scripture, word, revelation that's brought to him by the Ruach HaKodesh, the set apart spirit. Blessed is that servant whom his master, having come, shall find so doing. Truly I say to you that he shall set him over all his possessions. But if that evil servant says in his heart, My master is delaying his coming, and begins to beat his fellow servants and to eat and drink with the drunkards, that's a parable right there, see? He's not meaning that you're literally going to be doing those things, but if you got it in your mind, he ain't coming till another 1,000 years from now. We don't know this. You don't know when he's coming. We don't know when he's coming. But if you're saying you don't need to watch, you're full of pride, and he's saying you're the evil servant. He's wanting to catch you doing those things that he's told us to do. So what he's gonna say, blessed is that servant whom his master, having come, shall find so doing. Truly I say to you that he shall set him over all his possessions. He don't need to set me over none of his possessions. Just let me at his feet. Let me live and let me worship him and not be cast out from his presence. That's all I asked. The master of that servant shall come on a day when he does not expect it, and at an hour he does not know, to the evil servant, and he shall cut him in two and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. My folks, my people, please don't find yourself being prideful, thinking that you don't need to watch, you don't need to listen to someone because they don't have nice clothes, or they don't have a nice vehicle or a house, or their wife left them, or their husband left them, or cheated on them, or they cheated. Everyone can change. And if you don't believe that someone is worthy of forgiveness, guess what the word says about that? How do you expect the Most High to forgive you? And if you think you ain't got nothing to be forgiven of, you're in a heck of a mess. You're a hot mess if you're thinking that. Please don't think those thoughts. So, let's go back here. Now that we've read what the Messiah has told us, what the Word has told us about being full of pride, full of humility here. Let's look. I showed y'all that video last night of what's going on in Australia. Like I was just telling you a little bit ago. I warned some people from Australia. A dear friend, one of them was a really dear friend whom I love. I love all y'all, but man, I really love that friend. And now that friend don't even want to talk to me anymore. And I think it's because they think that I was wanting to be right about what I told them was going to happen. And I did say that it's going to happen everywhere. You know, I didn't know if it was going to happen there first or here first, but they were saying, that friend was saying that it's going to be safer down there than what it would be here in America. And I said, no, you shouldn't be so, only the Most High knows what's going to be happening down anywhere. We don't know, but it's probably going to happen everywhere. Just ready yourself, be watching therefore. And now that it's as bad as what it is right there where that good friend is, they are sick, and I can tell that they're just leery, or they're weary, they're worn out, and they want safety. And it could be the result that they ain't been watching. Just like I was saying last night, we have to prepare ourselves mentally for what's coming. If you just brush this off and go on about your football and your hair salons, and I'm not saying not to take care of yourself, but this stuff should be priority numero uno, number one. This should be the number one priority you should be readying yourself for, preparing yourself for the distress that's about to take place, and to be ready, watching, and doing what the Master has asked us to do, for when he comes, he'll find you doing so, and nothing else. If he comes and finds you having a successful fantasy draft this year, or your hair looks nice, or you got a brand new truck and your payments are paid up, and you ain't been late on none of your payments, he doesn't care about none of that crap. He wants you to be watching and to be doing what he's asked you to do. And does he want you to be worried and scared? Absolutely not. He's not gonna like that at all. If you're fearful, then you aren't doing what he's asked you to do. You need to have confidence in him and faith in him. Did he say, watch therefore, and you'll be afraid for your life, so watch? No, that's not why I'm watching. I'm watching because he told me to. But I am full of confidence of him, that I don't have to worry about what's going to happen to me, because I know he's got me, and I'm going to do what he asked me to do. Okay? You notice that trailer of the barbarians that I showed y'all last night? Or was that last night? Yeah, I think it was. Look at it, waiting for the barbarians. That's just, what they do is, you know what they do in their movies and their music and stuff. These are Satan's prophets. They like to show you what they're thinking and what's going to happen. That movie right there is to show you what they're wanting to do to us. The restrainer, I don't know if he's been moved out yet, but when he is, for sure, when he is moved out of the way, whoever's holding these evil demonic spirits back from slaughtering us and just having a orgy doing it, he must still be holding him back, because when the restrainer is not in the way anymore and they have the green light, it's going to be bad. And those of us who are giving esteem to Abba's name and Messiah Yahusha's name and truth, they hate us the most. And don't think that they're not going to come for you. But don't be afraid. Do not fear what the one that can just kill your body can do. But fear, better yet, fear that one that can kill both body and soul. That's why you need to prepare yourself mentally right now. Get prepared for when if just in case the situation arises where someone is looking at you, or a bunch of people are looking at you that are armed to the teeth, and they're saying, look, you either stop giving esteem to the name of the Most High, or we're going to kill you right now. You either take this jab right now, or you're no longer welcome in society. And if that's the case, you can't breathe air. You can't breathe the same air as us anymore. You gotta go over there to that Chanel guillotine and let us take your head. If you start quivering and shaking and saying, oh, I want to live this. No. Prepare yourself now to say, where is it at? Don't look at them and say, well, which arm do you want? Because I got to have my Walmart. And I didn't realize it was going to get this serious, you know. I didn't realize that I couldn't go to the gas station and I would have to walk, or I didn't realize I would have to go out here and eat grass like an animal. You know, I can't do this. I'm used to having cheeseburgers every night and pizza and stuff, you know. My children, they want their Christmas gifts and stuff. If I can't buy it for them, I'll be the worst dad ever. So, man, just give me the shot. You best prepare yourself and be ready to do whatever you have to. And if that means rolling your collar down so they can put that blade on you and take your head off, have that confidence to know that as soon as it hits the floor, you're going to be in the presence of the Most High, right where you've been wanting to be this whole time anyway. So bring it on, baby. Hallelujah. There ain't nothing in this world that can do anything to you that is worth being afraid of. Praise his set apart name, Abba Yahuwah, in the name of his son, our Messiah, Yahusha, Mashiach. And be thankful that the Ruach HaKodesh, the set apart spirit that leads us to all truth, has brought you this truth tonight. I'm not telling you to believe me. I'm telling you to test it. Test whether or not that comes down to whether you're prideful or humble. Go to the scriptures, pray about it, and ask the Most High. Ask him to reveal through his set-apart spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, to you whether, if you are too prideful to listen to someone, to at least give them a chance to explain themselves. If you ought to do that, or should you focus on what they're wearing or how much money they have, go ahead and ask him. And when he tells you the truth, rejoice and thank him that he brought this truth to you, okay? Because there's no other, we don't have to burden ourselves with no other question on what we have to do. But should we watch? Should we look for what's coming and watch and to see what's going on? Yes, we should. We definitely should. If we don't, we're being ignorant, ignoring the signs. Just like he said, you can watch and see a cloud coming and know it's going to rain. Well, how much more should you watch to see if the Son of Man's coming and all these things? You see how I showed you all these things with the Delta are related to the mark, and it is. And you seen how I just showed you what Donald's name means? Well, you can see that he is the Abaddon, Apollyon, his apartment, which supposedly to him is on the 66th floor at 5th Avenue, I think. Don't hold me to the 5th Avenue part, but the warp speed logo and the assault on the blood-brain barrier, okay? Nanotechnology, quantum dot, revelations, vaccine, virus. The warp speed logo is full of symbolism. Yes, it is. And others have pointed out the hexagon behind the high-definition virus image contains an anti-Corona symbol. This is a hexagon right here. It don't look like it. It's a cube. Look. See, this is a cube right here. You see that? I can't draw very good, but that's a cube. See how that's a cube? Let's see if I can do this a little better for you guys, okay? So you can see that line, that line, that line. I'm sorry, guys. If I was good at it. There, you see the top? That's the top. See how it's just a box? It's a cube, okay? Okay, so you can see that. There's a cube that they say that's in Saturn and at Mecca that them guys walk around. Now look, you can see how this is a hexagon because look, if you took a triangle and went this way and this way, okay, and straight across, and then you took this triangle, went that way and straight across, there you go. See, that's a hexagon. And then right here, this is the anti-Corona. That means that your chakras are open and that you're on your way to divinity. That's what this is all about. If what I've revealed to you is true, that the name Donald is in connection with a deep hole from the foundation of the earth, and that he's put this hexagon curse symbol that means that has to do with pride and sin. And you know how prideful Donald Trump is. Come on, people. We should never be supporting someone like this. The only support we need to be given is to the Most High and his son Yahusha. That's it. Not to some man who thinks he calls himself the chosen one and says and does all these things that he does. In the manufactured occult system of theosophy, it is considered a bridge between the lower and higher mana. See how it's all connected? It's a door, just like I've been saying. It's a door, it's a gate. Bill Gates. Yahusha is the true door. Everything that the Most High has done, the enemy tries to mock him and do something that is similar, but he can't because he's foolish. What he's done is he's tried to imitate the Most High. It says right there, a bridge, that's a bridge, okay? Yahusha is the mediator. He is the true bridge between us and the Most High, okay? What they're claiming here in the occult is that sign right there can bridge the lower and the higher manas, whatever the heck that is. Whatever that means, see? One theosophist teaching is that the pituitary gland is connected to the anti-Corona. The gland is part of the brain, but sits outside of the blood-brain barrier. The logo seems to indicate that the brain is central to the purpose of this military operation. And it is a military operation, Operation Tiberius. Yes, it is. Humble yourselves before it's too late. And ask questions. Don't assume anything. What are those other things around the anti-Corona then? We can just dismiss them since somebody clearly put thought into incorporating them. They're not just going to pay somebody on Fiverr, whatever that is, to create a random logo for an $18 billion operation. No, they're not. All this has meaning right here. This is a bird back here. This is a bird. These 3 wings right here and this tail. The numbers of stars all has a meaning. There's 4. That's 8. Okay. And then what is this? There's 5 there. So there's 85. Just like in that video that I played for you, the most important number in the Fibonacci sequence, which is all to do with the chakras and the tree of life, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. 85 is the number. It's the, when you add up all the numbers, it comes to 85. Then you add the 3 for divinity. That means 88. That brings you to 88. Donald Trump is 88. The 6-pointed star is 88. The 88 just means it's the connection, it's the delta, it's the junction, grand junction between a man and a woman, okay? The Antakarana is contained within a hexagon, so we'll count that as 6. And it is 666. That cube, this right here, this is 666 right here. Just like the Star of David that they claim is the Star of David, this is right here, that thing right there, it is the mark. It symbolizes the mark. It's not the mark, but it's the symbol of it. It's the symbol of 666. So if you've got that, say you got a necklace with the Star of David on it, you've got the mark of the symbol for the mark of the beast on your neck. Yes, you do. And not only that, you got a symbol for sex, for a man and a woman having sex, for a curse, and I could go on and on. For what Adam and Eve did in the garden. I mean, I can go on and on, people. In the manufactured occult system of theosophy, it is considered a bridge. Where were we just now here? Starting on the right side of the symbol, the only conclusion I can come to is that they are 3 Hebrew Vav letters. No, see, this part they have wrong. I know that behind that there's a bird, and they don't see it somehow, okay? So behind that is a bird, behind that cube right here. Look, like right here, this is a bird's tail right here, and this is his 3 parts of his wing. And he's in there. Let's see if I can find it. I think it's on the Department of Health and Human Resources. Let's see. Pretty sure. I could be wrong, but let's just find out. Now, see, this is why we test everything. That guy said it was the Vav or whatever. We test everything. We're like the Bereans. And we take everything with eagerness and earnest to find out. Right here, Department of Health and Human Resources. See that? See, that is. It's a bird. Did you see that little logo? Let's look at the images here. See if the Ruach leads us into all truth. We are not to be deceived. We are children of the Most High, Abba Yahuwah. Come on. What's going on here? There we go, see? Oh, and it's also got 3 little faces in there. See, let's look at that now. Let's take a snapshot. And no, we better not do that because that might mess the recording. But can you see that? Do you see how that is? Behind, that's what's behind there. Let's go. Let's go back. Where were we? No. We best just go back. Where did we go here? All right, right here. See that? You can see that, can't you? And if you can't, I'm not going to dare touch that little button because it'll set my recording off. Do your own research, okay? But you'll see what I just showed you. See? Back here, these 3 things, those 3 parts, and this part right here is a tail. Now let's go back. I don't know how to go back this perfectly. Maybe if I do. Oh, I should have saved that. What I should have done. I know, I go to recent. I'll go to recent. And we'll look down. Right there. Department of Health and Human Resources. And I'm going to save it right now. See? See how that... Let's do that again. See? The three things and that tail, right? But you can see there's 4 faces in this. In that one. See, the cube would set like this. Right here. See what I'm saying? And then the little fuzzy little ball thing with the triangles all on it too. So, but I never really did look at this much, but you can see it's a bird. And it's got 4 faces in it. I don't understand what that means, but it is. Let's see if I can just type this in real quick. Symbol is the warp speed symbol. Let's see if that's correct now. Let's test everything, okay? Look at that one. Yep, see? Right there, look. Operation Warp Speed Briefing. See? It's the same thing, people. You see that? That guy in that article, see, I was agreeing with him and most of everything until he said that was about, maybe it is the letters in the Hebrew, but we know for sure it's a bird that's got 4 faces. But what's this one over here? I do know that this bird right here, when they show you this bird, there's so much meaning in their symbology, but that ethmoid bone that is behind your nose, that they consider in the occult to be the veil that they want to pierce with those swabs when they do a PCR test, they consider this bird right here to be it. Now let me show you that, just so you see that I'm not pulling your leg on that one either. Let's look real quick. Ethmoid bone, right here. See the shape of it and see what it looks like right there. See how that kind of resembles that bird? That's what it is, folks. It is. There's a reason that they didn't just decide to make that eagle spread legs like that and have some branches in one hand, and no. There is so much meaning in their symbology. There really is. But they consider that right there the veil between the outside world, the air, the ether, and the Holy of Holies, they say. See how they call the top the crystal golly, superior nasal concha, ethmoid bulla. Oh, it just makes me quiver when I think about it, because I couldn't imagine them piercing it, man, with one of those with them big things. And I mean, they would have to hold me down to do it. You know, I'm not going to just let them do that. And I don't think the Most High will let us be subjected to something penetrating us like that. I know He's not going to allow us. They're not going to want to hold us down and give us the jab. It's about consent when it comes to that. But them piercing our ethmoid bone with the PCR test, that might be a different case. I don't know. Pray about it, though. Look, this picture even makes it even more evident how it resembles that. And do you remember that trailer with Johnny Depp that I showed you last night? The very first image you seen of Johnny Depp, he had that X. His glasses made an X right on his forehead, right where that thing is, right here, right where that X is. Go watch that trailer again, and his glasses was like this, and that's where that is. And right behind there, right behind that thing, is your pineal gland, what they call the Holy of Holies, where they have to go to find the expression of your VMAT2, your God gene, where the evidence that you are a child of the Most High resides. Folks, you seen what it said about Trump's name. I showed you. You seen how Trump, you know, I showed y'all how he, let's look in my gallery, my photos once. I showed you how he holds his hands all the time in a triangle, upside down triangle, inverted triangle. People like to say that, oh, that's just how he sets. The side of his building has an inverted triangle on it. His name is the delta. It equals delta. It equals all this. Are you going to tell me that this is all, that's just a coincidence? No, it's not. Look right there. See how he sets? And there's so many photos of him doing that. Look, let's read this. Albert Pike, 33rd degree Freemason, morals and dogma of the ancient and accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry. That's who Trump is a part of. That's his lodge. Masonry, like all regions, all the mysteries, hermeticism, and alchemy, conceals its secrets from all except the adepts of and sages or the elect, and uses false explanations and misinterpretations of its symbols to mislead those who deserve only to be misled and to conceal the truth. See, they don't want you to know the truth. They want to lie to you. Try to find this one. You see how right there, this is the tree of life, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. See how that star, it connects the top to the bottom. And the serpent said, surely you won't die. Surely you won't. It's a curse, is what it is. Trying to find this, see that Chanel right there? That's what you'll be going into. And look, there's even, see the little triangles on the thing they show you that's supposed to be the vampire? There's even little triangles on it, but I thought I had the photo of the side of his building in here somewhere. I thought so, but no, I guess I don't. But on the side of Trump Tower, that is all connected to the other towers that fell. And look, here's what, when John the Revelator in Revelations, when he was on the island of Patmos, he didn't write 666. He didn't write 666. No, he didn't. He wrote that right there. And I'm pretty sure this is a she and something else, which I think I got that photo too. Where is it at? And see how it's the same thing as the Islamic militaristic flag. It's the same thing. The Greek writing for the number 666 looks exactly like the name Allah and the name Jesus. It's the same thing. The same exact thing. And I can prove that to you too if you don't believe me. I can absolutely prove that to you. Let's see if we can find Trump's. This is the Gematrinator. Look, Vatican's got 119 in it and 47. Barron's got the 23 and the 85. Iesus is 19. That's one of their favorite numbers. That's why you need to be watching come 9/11 here coming up in September. Jesus has got the 11 and the 34. 34 is a big number to them. 34 to them is heaven and 33 is hell. That's why they like 33 so much. Iniquity, 47. Vaccinate, 33 and 57. 57 is the fifth G, because G is the seventh letter. 5G, yes. 57 is the Maxine. 42. Jab, 2313. That's one of my old nicknames that's got to do with this helicopter company that delivers the jabs to this certain key location, Grand Junction. Yeah, Devon, 21. Christians, where we got the 69, that's not that big of a deal. Messiah, we got 115, 29. Messianic Temple, 55 is Satan's number. I'll show you that. Hillel, that is Satan's name. One of his names is Hillel. 21. Satan, 55 right there. 55, 80. You see that? Lucifer, 115. Freemasons, 155, 115, 56. It's going to be the 56th Super Bowl, I believe, this year. Last year was the 55th. And that's why you've seen all that imagery with the Weeknd at the halftime. Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I watched what he did later on. 33 and LORD-GOD. You see that? LORD 23. GOD 55, just like Satan. Yahuwah, see those numbers? Yahusha, see those numbers? Elijah, Baal 21. Temple of Baal 45, just like Trump. Baal Temple 33, 87, 57. Pits of the Deep 66. Fifth Messenger. Abaddon 23. Apollyon 91. Donald John 47. Big D